get it twisted. I really 10 toes to the pavement, getting to it, little baby. Yeah, I'm all about my business.
What to do, y'all? It's your boy King Say So, and I'm back with another reaction video. Today we got the Lil Reese altercation. He was, man, y'all see the title, man. I know y'all seen it on Shade Room, Warsaw, all type of places. I didn't post it on my original media platform because it was too graphic. I posted something happened, but I didn't show that video because I know y'all seen it, man. It was crazy, but it still wasn't no exact word on what happened. Cause for me, it's like, you sit in a car. It gotta be something else to that. Like, it gotta be something else. It wasn't just he was out with some random place. Hey, let's get that. Nah, something about that didn't sound right. So hopefully this video can explain to all of us what really happened and why it happened. With all that being said, make sure y'all like and subscribe. Make sure y'all follow my other channels, my vlog channel, my segment channel, my podcast channel. Rest of the links are in the description. With all that being said, let's get right into it, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Chicago is a wild city. The drill movement exposed the world to the violence in Chirac and gave a backstory to the gang warfare going down on the South Side. One of the leading voices in the early drill movement, Lil Reese, was recently the victim of a wild shooting that almost claimed his life. Here's the wild story. Lil Reese is a Chicago legend who grew up on the South Side along with Lil Durk, Chief Keef, and Fredo Santana. Growing up on the mean streets of Chicago, Reese was exposed to violence and gang activity from an early age and is allegedly a member of the Lamron set of the Black Disciples. Lil Reese started rapping at just 10 years old.
It's one thing about Lil Reese. It's like, bro. It's like, alright. Okay. You a thug. You a tough guy. Okay. But now you a person that you got money now. So therefore it's like, bruh. And you know your city is shot right for a reason. Why are you still there? You see everybody else moved out. Especially the people that they just said that you moved up, that you grew up with. And one of them passed. And the rest of them moved out. Why are you still there? And this is not your first time getting popped. This is your second time. Like, it's at some point you gotta learn from your mistakes and you gotta grow and elevate. I don't get it, man.
But started building a buzz when the drill movement exploded around 2012. He was featured on one of Keef's biggest hits, I Don't Like, which peaked at number 73 on the Billboard chart and currently has over 100 million streams on Spotify. After the viral success of the single, Reese started collaborating with major names including Rick Ross, Drake, and Joel Santana. But just as Reese's career was taking off, a video circulated on the internet of the rapper assaulting a woman who was trying to kick him out of her house. Reese acknowledged that it was him in the video and that it was a mistake that happened years ago. But it still slowed down the momentum of his career, and he was eventually arrested for the assault later the same year. He had a number of other legal issues over the next few years that ranged from marijuana possession to motor vehicle theft, but nothing that ever resulted in jail time. But he was eventually dropped from his label after a gunfight at a studio that caused $50,000 to $60,000 worth of damage. After that, Lil Reese went the independent route and kept a low profile for the next few years. He made headlines again in 2019 after he was shot in the neck at a busy intersection in Chicago. Unlike Chief Keef and Lil Durk, Lil Reese never left the city of Chicago and still seems to be involved in street activity. He made a full recovery after the 2019 shooting, only to be shot in an unrelated incident in 2021. This recent shooting happened on May 15th outside the Grand Plaza Apartments parking garage in the River North neighborhood of Chicago. When police showed up on the scene, they recorded a gunshot victim. Another unit had already caught one of the shooters, who had also been wounded, and they were on the hunt for another man wearing a colorful hoodie. Police also discovered a wrecked 2021 Dodge Durango SRT, which featured license plates that matched a vehicle that had been reported stolen earlier that day. The Durango had been shot numerous times, and it was covered with bullet holes. Not far from the vehicle, a security guard was monitoring another gunshot victim, who was identified as Lil Reese. Video captured during the incident shows Reese looking badly wounded, bleeding from his left eye. The man that the police were looking for eventually made it out of the apartment building and had been shot in the cheek. In another clip of the incident that went viral, the woman recording the video starts yelling, "That's the motherfucker that ran." A man she's with can be heard screaming, "That's the bitch that stole my car." The woman then points the camera at Lil Reese and says, "Look at Lil Reese out here leaking." The man then yells at him, "Got your ass beat, nigga," and throws up a gang sign associated with the Gangsta Disciples, the gang known to beef with the BDs, the gang Lil Reese is in. It was later reported that 3 men were shot. A 20-year-old man was shot 4 times in the legs, a 27-year-old man was shot in the cheek, shoulder, and arm, and a 28-year-old was shot in the eye. The 28-year-old was identified as Lil Reese, who was pretty badly injured, but expected to be okay. Shockingly, Lil Reese...
Hey, going back to that video, man. That boy, it looked just so crazy. I was telling myself like, nah, this can't be him. Like, he was looking like my man. Pray for a speedy recovery, man. But he was looking like a straight zombie, like he was. It was just like it was moments away and it was over. Like they said, he was shot in the eye though, but that video.
He spoke to police and gave a statement about what happened. According to him, he had met up with some dudes who were in the Dodge Durango outside of the parking garage to buy some weed when someone pulled up and started shooting. According to police records, the Dodge Durango had been reported stolen earlier that day. The owner tracked the vehicle to the parking garage of the Grand Plaza Apartments using a GPS device that had been installed prior to being stolen. The father of the man who owned the vehicle went to confront the people inside, and while he was speaking to them, someone from behind came up with a loaded weapon and fired into the Durango. The vehicle sped away, only to crash into a pillar. After that, the dudes inside the car hopped out and opened fire. Lil Reese was in the vehicle at the time and got hit in the crossfire. According to what Reese told police, it seems like the rapper was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's rumored that Reese's girlfriend lives in the apartment building and he was visiting her when he decided to have some dudes come through to sell him some weed. They pulled up in a stolen Durango, and while Reese was still in the car, they were confronted by the owner's father and an unidentified shooter. The 2 other men are in critical condition and Reese seems to be stable. There's a lot that's still unknown about this shooting. It's not clear whether Reese is telling the truth about just getting caught up in a situation by accident, or if he was just trying to hide the fact that he was involved in the car theft. It does seem strange that a street legend like Lil Reese would even speak to the police, although he doesn't reveal anything serious other than the fact the dudes he was with were buying some weed. Blogs and other media outlets were quick to point out that Lil Reese had recorded an Instagram live session from inside a vehicle that had SRT written on the seats, leading many to speculate that this was the car that got the rapper shot. But footage from the crime scene shows that the seats do not match the one Lil Reese recorded himself inside, and it turned out to be just a fake internet rumor. Another thing that's confusing about the situation is who opened fire and why the owner of the vehicle chose to taunt Lil Reese. The guy...
I mean, yeah, alright. That scenario, it do sound way more kind of more believable than you were sitting in a car. Like, no, like, come on, bro. Even if you ain't balling like you supposed to, you got too many friends that got some, and I'm quite sure you can do a show easily. Even if you don't say anything, you can have some words playing, and they probably still show up. Like, that's real fans for you. But that situation, yeah, that really is bad timing. But then you think about it, it's like, it's 2021. You really gotta be a real idiot to steal a car and really be gonna go make a sale in the car. Like, bro, if you steal it, that means you gotta put this up. Like, park this somewhere. Like, I don't know. Like, y'all go to the comment section and let me know what y'all think, though.
In the video screaming at one of the victims for stealing his car can be heard yelling, "Do you know who I am?" as if he's affiliated. The fact that he threw up a GD gang sign over Lil Reese as he's bleeding also makes it seem like the shooting was somehow gang related. But the dude was also visibly cooperating with the police and had already called the cops to report the vehicle stolen, which is a major violation of the street code if he's really about that life. Also, the fact that the man was allowed to record and wasn't
I'm trying to keep pausing him, but on that situation, what probably happened was he tracked his car down, seen them start shooting, or something happened. He started shooting, and then seen Reese too. Like, oh, this is 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm finna knock on the people that stole my car, and I'm finna knock on the enemy. That's why he probably telling them like that.
handcuffs seems to suggest that he wasn't actually involved in the shooting and just showed up as they were catching the suspects. But who else would have taken it upon themselves to shoot up the vehicle while the police were actively tracking it? It seems likely that perhaps the owner of the SRT recognized Lil Reese and knew he could go viral for disrespecting them while he was lying on the ground bleeding. But that guy might want to be careful in the city of Chicago after doing that, unless he's really as big of a gangster as he claims to be. Another thing that's weird is that the guy in the multicolored hoodie who was shot in the cheek seems to suggest that it was the driver who was responsible for stealing the car. The woman recording could be heard screaming at him, saying that he was one of the robbers who took the car. The man keeps saying that he wasn't, and that he wasn't the one driving either. There's no footage of the other gunshot victim, so it's tough to tell if he's telling the truth or just trying to shift the blame. As of yet, no one has been arrested for the shooting, including Lil Reese. Police say they have identified a person of interest, but haven't made any formal arrests. The 2 other victims are in critical condition, and Lil Reese is stable for now, having only been grazed by the bullet. This is the second time in less than 2 years that Lil Reese has been shot. Back in November 2019, the rapper was ambushed in his car while stopped at a red light in the Country Club Hills neighborhood of Chicago. That shooting was clearly not the case of mistaken identity because the rapper was targeted and shot 9 times. The attacker followed him and waited for his vehicle to stop at the intersection. Then he popped out and shot the rapper several times with a small rifle before escaping. The rapper was hit in the neck and lost his voice for a few weeks, but was back on the streets of Chicago faster than anyone expected. He even dropped a diss track a few weeks later called Come Outside, where he taunts his ops for not finishing the job. So, Lil Reese has a history of miraculously surviving deadly shootings only to get back to the bullshit not long after. Unlike some of his peers that he came up with, like Dirk and Keith, Lil Reese never moved out of Chicago, which hasn't been great for his safety. He's avoided getting into any serious trouble with the law, so it's not clear how active he still is in the streets. But the fact that he's gotten shot twice in 2 years, even if the most recent incident was just a bad coincidence, proves that the rapper may want to reconsider his lifestyle and make the move to LA or Atlanta to focus on music. It's been rumored that some of his friends in the music industry have tried to get him to leave Chirac and settle somewhere safer, but for the Grim Reaper of Chicago, it seems like it's too hard to leave the streets alone. And if getting shot wasn't bad enough, the rapper was trolled by his internet enemy, 6ix9ine. Right after the shooting was announced, the rainbow-haired rapper started a GoFundMe titled Help Reese Buy a Car, with a picture of a beat-up sedan and a goal of only $2,000. He posted a link and photo of the GoFundMe to Instagram with the caption, "What happened today? It's not funny. Let's all chip in and help him buy his own car." He also posted a story with the caption, "Pray for him. He stole the wrong person car today," with the crying emoji. He even doubled down by saying how he got shot before Quando, referencing Quando Rondo, the rapper whose crew allegedly shot King Von back in November of last year. He finishes off the diss with another story slide reading, "6ix9ine curse is real. Rest in peace to all the rappers who are in heaven." 6ix9ine and Lil Reese have been beefing since 2018, when the rapper was still riding high off the success of his viral music and his association with the 9 Trey Bloods. 6ix9ine first started beefing with Tato, Chief Keef's cousin, over female rapper Cuban Doll. Cuban Doll had been dating Tato, but appeared in one of Tekashi's live sessions. Tato didn't like that and threatened the rapper to stay away from his girl.
Yo, blood, listen to me. You hear me? You hear me? You hear me?
Tato, along with Sosa and another 6ix9ine enemy, Trippie Redd, then released a song called I Kill People, playing off a line that Tato said in the video where he's threatening 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine responded with the video, sitting next to Cuban Doll, saying that the GBE boys did not live the life they talked about in their raps, even going as far as saying Chief Keef and Lil Reese.
2 months, yo, this thing gonna die? Where I'ma die? Chief Keef, Lil Reese, all them
Look,
niggas.
got up out of there. She know, get up out of there, Cuban.
All bets were off. 6ix9ine and Reese have been dissing each other online ever since. The next day, someone shot at Chief Keef outside the W Hotel in Times Square, but missed. 6ix9ine later testified in court that he had sent a member of the 9 Trey Bloods to shoot at Sosa in an attempt to intimidate him. 6ix9ine kept the beef going as long as he could, even rolling up to O Block in the middle of the night to prove he was untouchable. Reese and Keith followed up with a video saying that they were going hunting for 6ix9ine, and when they caught up with him, he was with a crew of security and police. 6ix9ine then took Keith's baby mama, Slim Danger, out on a shopping spree, posting a video to Instagram. Except for the shooting in Times Square, the beef was mostly just for the gram, not all that serious. Although, if 6ix9ine wasn't constantly rolling around with security, things might have gone differently. The rapper continued trolling Lil Reese and Keith, even after he was released from prison for informing on the 9 Trey Bloods. Lil Reese pulled up on 6ix9ine's live when he disrespected King Von after the rapper was killed and accused Lil Durk of sacrificing his friend for clout. Reese and his associate clowned 6ix9ine for being an internet thug who rolls around with security, and 6ix9ine just keeps asking them who was the last person they killed. 6ix9ine was clearly still salty about that exchange, which is why he went so hard with the disses when Reese was shot. Thankfully, it seems like Reese is gonna pull through. He may end up with some damage to his eye, but according to reports, the bullet only grazed him and didn't go deeper into his head or brain. Hopefully,
He was leaking
Reese will take
though,
this as a
boy.
wake-up call and leave the streets of Chicago alone for good.
Hey, that's for sure, man. Hey, pray for Lil Reese, man. Speedy recovery, man. Hopefully he move this time. To all artists, man, wherever you at, man, hey, take this. If you still watching the video to this point, first you're a real supporter. But listen to this, man. You don't just have to be a street person to go through them type of dramas. Jealousy and envy is real. Trust me. Some people don't even have to know you to hate on you. Real talk. Especially when you get into a little clout, a little fame. Your face is more known than your own personality. Like, let's be honest. So, be smart. Move smart. Stack more than you spend. Apply that pressure. Follow Blame the Ground for them outfits. Okay, the next video.
Look, don't get it twisted. I'm really 10 toes to the pavement, getting to it, little baby. Yeah, I'm all about my business.